We're going to ask my cat crew, Alpha and Delta, about this new article from CNN Business, Project Planet, and it's from Tide. It says, to save the planet, Tide wants you to quit using warm water to do laundry. New York, CNN Business, doing your laundry with cold water can save the planet and maybe save you some money along the way. That's the message from Tide in a newly launched campaign to decarbonize laundry. The goal is for consumers in North America to do 3 out of every 4 loads of laundry with cold water instead of hot by 2030, up from about half today. That would eliminate the power consumption required to heat cold water. If the goal is met, Tide told CNN Business, it will have the same impact on greenhouse gas emissions as removing about 1 million cars off the road for a year. This is going to be the defining decades for where we end up on climate change. This is from the CEO of Procter & Gamble, Fabric and Home Care Division. There is no trade-off. You will save about $150 a year in energy costs. Your garments will last longer. And by the way, you're helping to save the planet, says the CEO of Procter & Gamble. Fabric and Home Care Division said in an interview, it's a beautiful win-win-win if we get this right. The announcement marks the latest effort for a major company to show how it is taking climate crisis seriously. This is going to be a defining decade for where we end up on climate change. If we don't get this situation under control in the coming years, we will have to pay the price. There is a need to act now. Consumers want to do something. Beyond its focus on cold water washing, Tide set a new goal of cutting greenhouse gas emissions at its factories in half by 2030. In addition to the progress it already has made cutting emissions by 3/4 over the past decade, as the brand adopted 100% renewable energy at its manufacturing plants. Procter & Gamble does not want to get to zero emissions in its factories, but added that it will now how people use Tide products has 10 times more impact on what happens in its plants. More and more consumers want to do something. We are trying to give them a chance to take their ordinary daily actions and make them an extraordinary impact. Instead of preaching to people, the Procter & Gamble executive described a fun marketing campaign that will feature cameos by wrestling legend Stone Cold Steve Austin and the rapper and actor Ice-T. Tide says cold water is just as effective. First of all, Tide must convince people that cold water can clean your dirty clothes as well as hot water. That may be even tougher challenge now that throughout the pandemic, medical experts drilled into Americans that the importance of washing their hands with warm water to kill germs. Tide plans on making its case by showing that detergent can be beat bargain brand using warm water. The company is teaming up with Hanes to show that it is even true when washing underwear, t-shirts, and socks. We have an amazing technology across the board to ensure consumers will not see a difference. Tide says its estimate for greenhouse gas reductions in the United States and Canada by switching to cold water is based on more than 25 billion loads of laundry done each year in the two nations. The brand says that going from less than half of the washes being done with cold water in 2020 to 3/4 by 2030 will wipe out 4.25 million metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions. The EPA's greenhouse gas equivalencies calculator indicates that is about equal to taking 1 million cars off the road a year. Procter & Gamble, one of the largest advertisers in the consumer space, plans to spend tens of millions of dollars on cold water washing campaign in traditional advertising, social media, and inside stores. We are putting the full power of my marketing machine behind this. So, Alpha Cat, what do you think about Tide saving the planet, reducing carbon emissions by whatever? What's your say on that? Interesting. Cat Delta, what do you think about washing your underwear, your under t-shirts, and your socks in cold water? That's what I thought, and I agree. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.